Hi, am I live? I think so. Hi, everybody. It's Joy from Joy of the Garden and Home. I'm going to attempt to do this live um, successfully. Let me just do a couple of things like, oops, successfully. Turn that down. Okay. Have myself on my other phone. All right. Micro join us shortly when he gets a chance. So for now, it's just you and me. Welcome if you catch this live, and if not, see you in the replay. And thank you for watching. Please thumbs up or down and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and nothing to share, but if you want to do a clip of something that's interesting, share it out. That would be great. All right. This chat, I love chats. I love being in chats and just listening to chats in general. But most chats that I know of are usually done at night, and I have kids and they need me at that time, so I can't really participate in a lot of those during like this part of the year. Like closer to summer, especially all summer, I'm in there. But during the school year, it's really tough. But I love being in the chats and I love participating. So, and I was missing that. So I figured make my own, get over yourself, and do your own chat. Now, the problem with that is that I don't talk much. I'm a listener type. So it's hard for me to continue talking for an hour if that's how long. I'm going to attempt to do an hour here. I've done 20 minutes and maybe a little bit more than that in the past chats. So this one, I'm going to try to make it all the way to the hour. Now, my kids are home. It's the day before Thanksgiving. So they might pop in if they choose to. And yeah, so we're kind of in prep mode for Thanksgiving. I'll do that in a little while after this live. But the purpose of this chat. So I wanted to do this like maybe till March, till gardening season comes back and starts ramping up again, since I feel like I do have a little bit of time. I'm a stay-at-home mom and there's gaps in the day. So I'll try to do this weekly, but it might be every other week. I'm using the free StreamYard software, so it's limited to how much time you're allotted a month. So we'll see how that goes. As far as the content, it's not going to be garden centric necessarily. I'm not an expert. I'm just experiencing and growing like most of us. So it's a little bit of, you know, gleaming advice from here and there. If I'm making something that I harvested from the garden, I'll share that. If there's, when we get to seed starting, if there's stuff in that, if there's ideas there that I can share, I will. But I also want to talk about just random things like my truck. I wrote this down and I almost forgot. Um, my truck. So I was driving it yesterday. It's a 2006 Honda Ridgeline. I got it secondhand 2009, 2010. I'm not sure. Um, but it's a workhorse. I love that truck and I wish it would last forever. But it's given signs of not. The engine is fantastic, but as they say, whatever the saying is, the engine will keep going, but the body of it is going to be in shambles because the rust is there. Pieces are bouncing. Like there's a running board, I think it's called. It's rusting, and so it's not holding your weight very good anymore. So I half expect that to just like go flying into the highway one of these days, which I really should do something about because that would be horrible. But yesterday I was driving and I would hear clunking when I hit a bump or whatever, a pothole. And I would hear clunking and I thought maybe it was just that running board hitting, the top of the car as it was going up and down. So I didn't really pay it any mind during the day. Now at night I went out again and I was backing into a parking space and I was feeling resistance and I was hearing a noise. I'm like, uh-oh. It felt like something was, getting in the way of me reversing. So I moved the wheel a different way and that was better. So it was something getting caught depending on which way the wheel was turned. So I was able to back up fine, park, called my husband or texted him and told him there might be a problem. You might have to get me, but we'll see after my class. I'll call you back and see how it goes. Because I drove it all day fine, and going forward wasn't a problem. So I figured if I get it home, we're okay. Oh, I looked around the car and looking in the wheel well to see what was up. And at the time, let me see if I can pull it up. At the time, it looked like a rod. Let's see. I don't know anything about cars, but we have the book. Like a decade ago, we bought the book for the car. Back then, the internet wasn't as resilient as it is now, but now you can just Google it and find the part you're looking for on the website. But this is the piece that it's kind of that was off. Assuming that is the problem, it could be a shock absorber from what I gleaned from my research, but I'm not a mechanic. So it could be a shock absorber, it could be some other piece, or it could be something else completely different. But hopefully it's just that. That seems like a simple enough, cheap fix. So yeah, that's what happened to me yesterday. Hi, this is my youngest. And then as far as my truck, it's been a workhorse. Recently, it's had to have some major repairs. The transmission, no, what was it? Transmission fluid? Something, and the battery had to be replaced. The wheel, what's it called? The belt, the timing belt? Yeah, that timing belt had to hit second replacement. And then obviously your brakes, and I haven't had my master cylinder brakes go yet, or however that's called. So that's kind of on the horizon. My radiator went 9 years ago. Yeah, 9 years ago. So that's kind of due. Kind of weird to say, but that was kind of due. But all in all these repairs haven't amounted to like the cost of even a good used vehicle. Like, I would rather have had all these repairs than to have given up on my car the first time something went wrong, or the second or third time, and have gotten a new car, because that value, you never get that back. And cars these days, I don't even know, like, it's very rare to get a good car for the value that we could 20 years ago, when I remember. And this was an expensive vehicle back then, used. So today, plus I can't just get like a car. It has to be a 4 or 5 seater, plus a dog, space for a dog. Plus we do a lot of DIYs, so space for picking up plywood and 2x4s and pipes. So a truck, I need a truck. I love trucks. I like the height of it and the beefiness. If I could have a monster truck with a flathead, that's what I would drive. So yeah, so that's my truck story for this first part of the chat. All right, let's get to a little bit of the weather and outside stuff, gardening, a little bit of gardening stuff. So we've had our first frost. No, we've had 2 frosts down to 27 degrees. That's about -2. I looked up for across the pond. And whatchamacallit, those 2 freezes weren't that bad. They weren't killing freezes, even though, because the daytime was still up in the mid 50s, even 60s. So those, like, I was still able to harvest my peppers for days, because it was staying above freezing for days after that. So I was able to get my peppers in really good. I'm so happy I did. And then recently we had snow, real good snow, which was so fun, but that definitely brought in winter, which is pretty, like, our first frost should be around average the 15th of October. This year, November 2nd is when we had, I think it was 2nd. It was the beginning of November was when we had our freeze. And then our snow was a week ago. And that's when we definitely, it still stayed above freezing, but the snow stayed on until the next day. But that definitely flattened the garden. Like if any stalks that was up, the artichokes, the chia, which I was hopeful for, those were all flattened. So yeah, that definitely ended gardening season more or less. But if you're an organized person, even in this temperature zone 6 I'm in, if you have the proper like hoops and tunnels and greenhouses, and obviously you can have plants there for you for the whole year. But I still have like carrots. I still have sunchokes. Those are still there for me. The rutabaga, I forgot about that. There's a rutabaga in there that I can grab. There's plenty of leafy vegetables that are still good to eat. So it's not the end. It's never the end. There's always possibilities. So yeah, so I harvested quite a bit of the peppers. I had ancho poblano. I have a good amount of that. I'm going to be making poppers for Thanksgiving. I have a bunch of enough jalapeno to make, and this is the last harvest, the green stuff. I have harvest that's in the freezer from the summertime, and those are the more ripe ones. But this go around, I had enough, over a pound of jalapenos to make a green salsa. I just Googled a recipe from Emerald that looked okay and easy and simple. Can't see how we can get it too complicated. I didn't want it complicated. So it's just simple, the peppers and vinegar and I don't know, I don't remember, maybe onions. So what else? And sweet banana, I didn't have that many on the plant. So I'm just that and some of the ancho poblanos that I'm not using for the poppers. I just chopped up and stuck in the freezer. So it's ready to go if I need it in something stir fry or to mix in with sofrito, stuff like that. So it's always there. And I still have food. I still have frozen peppers from last year, I'm sure, sitting in the freezer. So I'm not very good at consuming what I make. Not if it's something that there's a lot of and requires a lot of thought cooking. So yeah, so the peppers I'm in the process of fixing. And what else did I have processing? Well, anyway, I'll think of it. Also for Thanksgiving, for most parties, I bring a cornbread, and that's just and run-of-the-mill cornbread. The canned sweet corn kernel and the canned cream corn and flour or cornmeal mainly, but I do put a little of flour in there just to fluffen it up because I feel like cornmeal is just, cornmealy. But actually, the cornmeal I get isn't that bad. Yeah, well, it's always good and everybody loves it, so I bring it to most everything. So it's the cornbread and the poppers, and I have some sausages that we have extra of that I'm gonna bring for appetizers, and then everybody else brings everything else. We have family who's a chef, so we're gonna get the best turkey. Sometimes he brings lamb chops or some pork dish. Oh, it's always so delicious. So I'm really looking forward to turkey this year because the survey says turkey is the least favorite food of Thanksgiving. Not very many people know how to cook turkey properly. So what else? My mother-in-law is bringing lasagna and arroz con dulces. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I know. But everybody brings something. And that's what I love about our family tradition is that, it's more of a potluck. Everybody contributes. So it's not such a hardship for the host. And especially when it's my turn to host, and we rotate these holidays. So when it's my turn to host, I definitely appreciate it when everybody brings something. All right, so that's my Thanksgiving blurb. What else we got? I wanted to. Where are we? 15 minutes. Oh my gosh. I know I'm going to do this for an hour. I hope Micro comes on soon. I think I sent him. Let me see if he sent me a message. Oh, won't let me up by email. That's weird. No thanks. I don't know. How do I try it again? Send an invite again? Copy. And then go back to email. Let me see if it'll go into his, well, I can't do it that way, can I? Like if I leave the screen, let me see. Oh my gosh, I left the screen. Did that like, yeah, I can't leave the screen. I don't know how that works. To send him a message. Yeah. That's weird. Oh, that's annoying. I'm sorry, Micro, if you're watching.
Where's Micro?
Well, I'm gonna do it anyway, and we'll just be. Let's see. Do a banner. I don't know how to spell. Be right back. Okay. Let's see. This is my first time like really playing around with StreamYard, so let's see. Be right back. Is that gonna stay? I don't think so. Anyway, I'm gonna try to email.
Who's that guy you were talking about?
Shh. All right, I resent the email to him. Maybe it'll work this time. All right. How to fill an hour of chat without talking about gardening. All right, my only other, well, I hope he comes in because then he'll fill in no problem for the hour. Please sit.
Why?
And then he can fill in with the stuff I talked about already and contribute. So the other part I wanted to do today was just a little bit more about myself. You know, when I do gardening content, I'm never really talking about anything but the current situation and not, you know, anything too personal. Because I'm not a lifestyle channel per se. Although I always think, like I have another account, my main account that controls everybody. Ooh, I think Micro's available. How do we do this? Add to stage.
There you go.
We made it.
You sent me the wrong email. You just sent me something. You didn't send me the actual piece the first time.
Oh, okay.
So when you click on it, it looked like you sent me the email, but the link, but you didn't. You just sent me
It turned
the
it
code
into a
or
text,
something.
I think. It turned it into a text, yeah.
Yeah, and I kept clicking. It wouldn't let me click on. I'm in the chat. You're not even looking at the chat. You just rattling.
Oh, yeah, because I'm
You
also
didn't even look at the
thinking
chat. I was like, I'm
banner.
here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm like,
Oh, there you are. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
yeah. I'm like,
Hi,
I'm here.
Cole. Happy
Yeah.
Max. Oh,
Yeah.
thanks for
So.
being here, everybody. I'm sorry. I don't know how to work this thing.
I mean, everybody goes through in their first round.
Hi,
But
Wanda.
oh,
What's
now
up
you
in
see
your...
the chat? Oh, you didn't have the chat looking? You couldn't see it? You didn't have it plugged in, the chat?
No, I had it on another setting.
Oh, okay. Now
All
I
right,
can't see the
Wanda.
chat.
Wanda has a question. What's up?
Okay.
Hi, Wanda. I'm in New York, actually. Micro is in Connecticut, so I'm in New York. She's a first-time gardener. Fall to winter seems really dull. Yes, there is a point where it's you're just cleaning up basically, and if it's your first year, then maybe you're prepping to get into your growing season. So it's not that bad, and it's not that dull if you're really getting into it.
I don't know what zone Wanda's in, but I'm trying a new method. I'm trying to do the nature's method where if you're a first time gardener, I'm actually putting my seeds in the ground as now before
Okay,
the
yeah.
ground freezes, and do it like nature does when it drops the seed. Like when people say they have voluntary seeds and
Yeah.
stuff like that, just go out and put your seeds in. It might cut some time on if the birds don't get it before you do. I mean,
Right.
before they come up.
Right.
But if you're a first time gardener, it has something to do because we got some good weather today. Tomorrow's gonna be horrible.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's gonna be rain and
Yeah.
wind, high winds. But what I did this year, because I said, let me try that. I already planted seeds where I wanted them, and I just covered them, and I'm gonna leave them hopefully in the springtime and cut some of my garden time out where they just come up. So you
Yeah.
can do that, Wanda. If I don't know where you're at, Wanda, but you can do that. You can actually do what nature does. The seeds fall to the ground and just plant your seeds from seed. I mean, your new vegetables from seeds.
Yeah, the thing I find about that is that you do have to do more than one seed. You have to like
Yeah.
a fruit falls and there's a bunch of seeds in there and it's sitting in one spot. And you'll get like 2, 3, depends on the thing, but not everything is gonna sprout. So you have to concentrate your seeds in that spot that you want to have them come up.
So 2 or
And then
3
if you have a
seeds per
lot,
spot.
you can pick them out and plant them individually. So it all depends.
Yeah, I would say put 2 or 3 seeds in a hole.
Yeah.
Every little finger, you put 2 or 3 seeds in it to give a chance. And then as they come up, you could thin them out or whatever you want to do. I mean, if that's something you want to do, Wanda, if you're bored, because that's the thing about, I'm in Connecticut, lower Connecticut, and I'm in 7A, and I think Joyce said she's in 6.
Mm-hmm.
So we just like a zone away, but you could do that. I don't know where Wanda's at, but yeah, that's what I'm trying. I'm trying to throw some seeds in there, like the beans, like your pole beans. Like now, I'll throw them in the ground. And if you want to do that, if you want to do your pole beans, your brassicas, like your broccoli, things that are cold hardy, I would say do those. Where your collard green seeds, you can probably throw them in the ground at this point in time. If it's not frozen, I don't know where she's at.
Yeah.
And she'll pop up. And your carrot seeds, if you got carrots, they'll stay because they're cold hardy. They're a root vegetable. So, but the thing about those things is the birds. When the spring comes, when they're out there, and they might lose a lot of seeds to your birds. It depends if you have birds out there.
She says she's in Central Georgia. Oh, you're golden.
Oh, yeah, he's in Central Georgia. I wish I was in Georgia. I grow all year round if I was in Georgia. I mean, it does get cold, but it's stuff you could grow in Georgia all year round.
Yeah, just throw a blanket over things if it gets cold.
Yeah. I'll have to run a whole heating bill. Greenhouse, you got to have a heating system in our greenhouse. Even if we have a greenhouse, you need a heating system.
Yeah.
So it doesn't pay to grow, even if you had a greenhouse, unless you're doing commercial greenhouse here, because you're going to spend more money just to grow some collard greens or something in a greenhouse when that collard green is going to cost you about $25.
Yeah.
Gas bill, if you even have a propane, it's going to be about 5 or 6 propane tanks through the winter season. So,
right.
Because
we just planted onions, awesome onions, kohlrabi. Daikon, radish, rutabaga. Yep, she's all golden.
Yeah, but Georgia, even if Georgia gets cold, Georgia, if she's done, she can start putting her potatoes in the ground if she wants to do potatoes. I think they warm up around what? February? They warm back up. They don't have a long winter like I have or you have.
Right.
We're not back outside until May.
Yeah.
November, December, January, February, March, May. We got 6 months indoors, or if you go whatever. Georgia don't have 6 months of indooring. I think they start warming back up in February, I believe. Okay. February, March. Wanda, y'all warm back up around February or March, right?
Happy Mac is here. He's in 4B near Utica. Burr. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Wanda is February. She's saying yes to that.
Yeah, so they don't have a long situation like us. The one in Utica, he has a longer one than us.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he don't get to plant until above you, way above you. So I'm assuming that he don't grow until June probably.
Yeah, right.
A month behind us.
Yeah.
But I still was surprising that the weather is bipolar here. I mean, last 5 years, our winter's been mild. It haven't been super cold. It's been super muddy and wet. You know, we got a lot of rain.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping for a snowstorm. I'm waiting for like a 3-foot snowstorm at 5.
Yes.
I mean, that's for me. That's for me because it just put me back to feeling things are back to normal a little bit. We haven't seen a 3-foot snowstorm in about 4 years here in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, that's not good. And last year we practically got we got a little bit of snow, but it wasn't enough to like really say anything.
Yeah.
Like usually we be like ducked in the snow for about a good 2-3 weeks. Nah, that snow drops and by 3-4 days it's gone. Melt, gone, down the road it went.
And we definitely need it now more than ever because of the drought. Our reservoirs are 60%. I got a message on my phone. It's like, we're in a drought situation, people. Our reservoirs are down. So it's bad right now with the water.
Yeah, we didn't get that much rain either.
Mm-hmm.
This rain right here is going to do a little good for us. It's Thursday rain.
Hardly anything at all.
Yeah. So that's it. But otherwise, I'm already doing my Thanksgiving cooking.
Yeah, what are you doing? You said you didn't do traditional Thanksgiving.
We're doing teriyaki chicken.
Oh, okay.
I mean, well, teriyaki oven stuffer, which is still a chicken. Is the oven stuffer is just over fattened chicken, I think. Yeah, because I had that soaking for about 3 days now in teriyaki.
Nice.
So I wanted the actual marinade to go through the whole meat.
Right.
And then I probably inject some too as I cook. So.
Okay.
Yeah, because the kids don't eat turkey. I mean, they don't like turkey.
Yeah,
so they like to eat teriyaki chicken. So I was like, you know what? Teriyaki chicken. And then I got a $6 ham with the bone in it. A little small one because we don't eat a lot of ham. We don't eat a lot of pork, but it was like, okay, we only have teriyaki chicken. So the next thing was ham. I wasn't doing no lamb chops and all like that. Wasn't doing that expensive because we don't eat like that.
Nice.
So small ham, macaroni and cheese. The one daughter wants mashed potatoes, real potato mashed potatoes with gravy. Not that instant mashed potatoes. Actually mashed, real potatoes mashed with gravy. Doing 2 type of cake. We're doing vanilla cake, 1 chocolate, 1 not cake, individual. I got these molds, like little wedding cake molds.
Oh, cute.
So it's in a force-fed silicone. So I'm gonna pour that. So me and one daughter likes chocolate, and the other one likes vanilla. Mom likes vanilla, and one daughter likes vanilla. The other ones we like strawberry and chocolate. So
right.
I'm gonna make that, and then that's it. Yams. I just made some Dominican rice. What we gonna call it? Dominican? It's called moyo. Made that today, so that might be on the table tomorrow too. You know. But that was tonight's dinner: moro and some flank steak.
Oh, nice.
But the rice might be on the table tomorrow too. You know, we have enough of that. What else is there? What is it? What else we got? That's basically it. That's basically it. Don't do no collard greens and nothing like that now.
Yeah, no.
Nah, I mean that's it. It's just basic. It's just only 4 of us, so we only a family of 4. So.
All right. You don't travel to other families, or there's no?
No, we used to, but you know, it's just tiring, the same family nonsense. I mean, okay. No, you know why? Because we're in Connecticut, and if we go in, we're going back into New York City. With the traffic, the people going to the airport, the people just hard find parking is like, it's not to us right now. I mean, it used to be worth it to us now. It's not worth it.
Yeah, the stress is not.
Because, you know, if you're in New York City, there's no parking. Nice. Nobody done left. You got to go 5-10 blocks down the road and walk all the way back. Come back. If they see Connecticut place, they might bust your window out.
That's true.
Yeah. You know, you're not in there, you know, it's just, they you know, those people are like that. I mean, I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx.
I
but
know.
if they see out-of-state plates, they figure, hey, it's an easy target, you know?
Right, yeah.
And they figure you up there eating your second rounds of mashed potatoes and bust your window out. Steal your wife's CDs if y'all still got CDs.
CDs.
One time they stole the plates off the car. We was like, why they steal? Well, you know what that was. They stole the plates off the car.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay, they're doing a drive-by or something. Why would they steal the plates off the car? We had to report the plates stolen off the car. Like, really?
Yeah.
So it just be like, you know what? I ain't doing it. So it was just the driving too. The driving coming back is ridiculous. And then when you driving 70 miles, drunk drivers and all that, you got
Oh,
to watch out for that. So it was a guy yesterday, drunk driver, lost his life
oh no.
last night
Oh,
on the Merritt. And it's like,
yeah.
you know what? That family probably thought he was coming to have Thanksgiving. Now they
Oh.
found it. They dealing with a funeral and going to see the body at the hospital. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I want to stay off the roads on the holiday. Stay home.
True. Yeah.
I really don't, we just do that. But anyway, but the gardening thing is, this is the time to, for me to prune my trees, cut them down, cut them back down.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure how to do that. So I am going to learn how to do that because I don't want my trees to get too high.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. I'm not an arborist, so I don't know how far can I cut them down. Do I keep them like maybe 8 feet high, 10 feet high? Can't high, peach trees and pear trees.
Mm-hmm.
Because they claim they go up to like 23 feet, and I don't want to go 23 feet.
Yeah.
I want to keep it where, maybe I can get a ladder and get all the fruit off it.
Exactly.
If it goes too high, 27 feet, I'm not getting up on the ladder to get fruit off 20 feet high up in the air.
Right. Right.
But they do have this thing, I know people might say it, they have this thing that's called, a fruit picker? They sell it at Home Depot.
Of course.
Where the pole is a pole and
Yeah.
pull it. But I was like, I don't know. But I'm thinking that just keeping it, because my Santa Rosa plum tree, she is, I would say now 16 feet high.
Oh, that is high. I didn't realize.
Which need to be cut
Yeah.
down. Need to be cut. And that's it. My thing is, I think I got ripped off. It was all right, guys. A Japanese plum tree.
Yeah.
Now it claimed this tree said it was a Japanese plum tree, which I found out is the AKA a kumquat or something like that.
Oh, kumquat. Okay.
No, that's what it claimed it's supposed to be.
Oh.
But that tree been here almost 3 years and ain't put one damn fruit on it.
Oh no.
And it's next to another. It's next to a Santa Rosa plum.
Mm-hmm.
It's next to a 5 combination plum tree. So I'm thinking cross pollination, right?
Right.
Nah, that tree ain't saying nada.
Wow.
So I'm thinking it's an ornamental. I think they mislabeled that tree.
Right.
And it's a beautiful looking tree when it blooms, right? But that's my whole problem. I don't want to have a tree that bloom look nice.
Right. Just pretty. Yeah.
I want to give you some food. If you're going to be here on my property, you got to provide something. That tree don't even provide shade or nothing. It doesn't even provide shade or nothing.
Yeah, no.
So I'm like,
we
you're pretty.
Happy Mac says you can do espalier, micro.
What's that?
At Cornell, and that's what they did. Some fruit trees are better than others. So that's where you're like, moving the limbs sideways.
Yeah.
All this.
So when you cut it from the top, Happy Mac, that means it grows sideways. It'll go bushy. It'll go wider. Mm-hmm. It won't go up. It'll actually spread out like a bush.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't want it to go straight up. It got a lot of branches, but I don't want it to go so tall. So I wanted to maybe say, what he's saying, once you cut it, it'll actually start sprouting from the bottom, start pushing outwards.
Yeah, that's true too.
All right. That makes sense.
You're along the fence. Your plants are along the fence, right? Your trees?
No. Mine's on the fence line. Yes, mine's on the fence line.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the way. The key thing is this, right? Since everybody now, most people in the world is worried about food shortage and all this stuff, right? So I come to realize planting your garden in your home, if you plan to be a forever home or not forever home, if you're going to plant fruit trees, I would say plant them on your fence line. Mm-hmm. So when a home buyer comes, say Joy decides she's getting another home, it's already fruit trees on the property, because I think a lot of people love that besides the rooms and the kitchen and the bathrooms. They be like, it's already a garden space. There's already mature fruit trees, and it's not taking up the middle of the garden. You know what I mean? Middle of the yard. So when I designed this, I designed it where you still gonna have room to play with your kids and play ball, soccer. Right. But on the borderline of the fence line is gonna be fruit trees, from peach, apples, pears, plums, and a variety of berries. So when somebody do come, they might be an avid gardener, or it might be a beginning gardener, but you already start them off with mature fruit trees, which fruit trees last about 15 years?
Definitely. Yeah.
Apple trees might go 50 or 60 years. I think an apple tree, right?
Hmm.
So if you plan to sell your house, put you a few cheap fruit trees on the outskirts. Don't do like a lot of people do because they figure they stay home. They're gonna put the trees right in the middle of the yard and take
Oh,
all the
right.
yard space up,
No.
and then the person's gonna come with a chainsaw and cut those trees out.
Yeah, yeah.
So what I did was you ain't even gotta do that. So when you come up here, all I gotta do is try to get some grass to grow back here.
And then the people who do like they plant them next to their houses, not realizing like they're gonna get big and the roots are gonna eat into your foundation. It's like
Yeah,
stop doing that.
or go into your sewage system and the roots bust
Exactly.
up pipes. Yeah,
Yep, yep.
yeah.
You gotta really think this out.
What are you doing, Nene? God, Jesus, this is my yellow lab. Always
Oh,
under me.
nice.
She's under me. I almost stepped on her whole butt.
Yeah. Yeah, my little puppy does like body check is what we call it. She's just constantly like bang, bang. It's like ah. And I'm a small person, so I'm like gonna die over here with this stinking dog.
So that would be a nice thing to talk about, for anybody who's doing lives is setting up your backyard and your perimeters with berries, raspberries, blueberries, goji berries. You utilize all your space on the outside of your yard.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks pretty, you see everybody else in the YouTube world. They want to put their trees in the middle of the yard and they take away the yard. They make it a little orchard. And then they'll realize maybe you might sell it. And all those trees are going to get big and take up a lot of what's called real estate.
Yep, yep.
So you don't want to do that. Even your garden, plant your garden not directly in the middle of your yard. Put it to the side of the house where the sun comes up, like me. It's on the left side. The garden's on the left side. So the husband, the kids can still play, run around with their bicycles and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
The wife on the right side. Well, it's the left side as far I'm looking at, but it's the left side of my house. Is the wife can entertain. It's a movie theater. It's an outdoor kitchen.
Yep.
The right side is nothing but garden. So if a husband or wife, he don't want all that garden, you on one side of the house. I got chickens back there, one side of the house.
Yes.
Everything. So that's your space, and then your family entertainment space.
Yeah.
A lot of people, people got some beautiful properties, but they haven't utilized them. I've seen a lot of people just because they feel they got a lot of space, but they don't utilize it the right way.
Right. Well,
Even
it's a
with
mental shift that you have to really be thinking about food security in some way or another. But but landscaping, like you said, like the perimeter, people just putting up pine trees and evergreens. They're not really thinking maybe I should put a fruit bush there, so it's blocking the neighbors and feeding me or the birds, whatever. Yeah, definitely. Or nut trees. Nut trees are underutilized too. People aren't thinking, I should put some nut trees over there.
Yeah, and that part, but. A lot of beginners make mistakes, and they like to put gardens in the middle of their yards, and it takes a lot of real estate. I mean, unless you got 4 or 5 acres, even then that's still too much. I just say, plan out your landscaping. Like I said, a lot of people they figure that's a good spot and they slap it there, boop, and it wasn't a great spot for that place. I mean, you placed it now, but it wasn't the best spot.
Yeah, I have to learn the hard way because we have a lot of water that goes through. I'm on a hill. Lots of water goes through. And they've washed out plenty of garden spaces because I didn't realize, oh my God, there's a flood going through here.
Oh, that's me too, because when the creek, we have an underground creek, and when it overflows, it flows right across the front yard. Yes. And I had a garden there at one time, and it just washed soil all the way down the street.
Yep, there goes that.
Wyatt. Yeah, and you just but what I learned is, I put water loving on plants there the next year.
Yes.
And it did fine. I put like squash, water loving plants.
Hi, Sophie.
Hello, Sophie. Yeah. So.
Yeah, water loving plants, good. Yeah, even willows aren't the most popular things, but where I am, the setup is. I can't plant anything else there. So I have willows that we keep chopped down. So they will bush out and not be 50-foot trees, but they're holding the soil and the earth. And when it floods, they love it. So,
you know what you could have put there? You could have put there, made you some money. It's called, what they call them things? Pussy willows? Or cattails. Yeah. And sell them to the, because when I go to the nurseries, they be having those when they chop them, they dry them out and they use them for decorations for the fall on design. So
Right.
that's another way. Like those things, they cut them in there. I just seen a bunch of that stuff at the nursery,
Hmm.
and people use it for what? The decoration for the fall and the winter, Christmas and Thanksgiving. They
Right.
what is it? I mean, back in the days it was called pussy willows, but then they called cattails or something now.
That's two different things that I know of. I know
The one
I've
that
seen
looks
both of
like a
those things.
hot dog, like a corn dog on the
Yeah,
end of it.
that's the cattail. Yeah, that's the cattail. Yeah.
That's the cattail that look like a
Yeah.
corn dog on the top
Yeah.
of it. It's brown.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the cattail. Okay,
Yeah.
cattail.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got the other one that's like a grass that has like a tail or a feather or something.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
looks,
Yeah.
it looks. You see it everywhere in the marsh,
Hmm.
and you see them. They sell these things by the bundles, and
They're
people,
pretty.
whatever,
Yeah.
they putting a pumpkin under it, or they're doing designs in front of their house with that stuff. And I'm like, well, so if you got that kind of situation, make the best of your property.
Hmm. Yep.
Grow that stuff.
Yep.
Because there's a guy up the there's an office building up there, and I ain't gonna be abandoned, but I want to be abandoned. They got some beautiful plants up there that it teased me off with them, right? Because there's a office building, right?
Hi,
It's an
Rose.
office building. Every year they have a landscape company dig up certain plants and replant other plants. Like they do like a range, like they must pay a service of a landscape company, and those guys dig these beautiful ornamental plants up
Hmm.
to redecorate the side.
Oh.
And sometimes I catch them, but one day I'm gonna stop when I see them.
Yeah, I get those.
I mean, they paying for it, but hey, can I get a bag full of that? Because it's a doctor's office, like a what you want to call professional building.
Hmm.
So every other year they take out the theme, like whatever's there, they
Uh-huh.
take it out, dig and pull it out, put new soil down, and then they
Wow.
put new variety of what they call oriental, what do they call it? Ornamental plant.
Ornamental. Okay.
Yeah, ornamental
Yeah.
plant. Yeah, they just dig them up.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
change
awesome.
out. They change the landscaping up the road here.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, when I saw what they was doing, I'm like, oh, they changed it out, and that's messed up. And those plants, like they throw them in the back of the truck. They throw them back in the truck. I can use them.
Right. Totally.
Because if they grow up the road, I mean up the block, literally up the block,
Yeah.
up on the corner where the light, the gas, the traffic light. I can see it from. Well, no, I can't see the plant, but I can see the traffic light.
Hmm.
If it grows
There.
200 yards, 200 yards up,
Right.
2 football fields up from me, it'll grow right here too.
Yeah.
If it grows there, it'll grow right here. I'm like, y'all wasteful people. Like I got trees, like Track Supply. I'm gonna go up there next week or this weekend
Hmm.
and see if they got trees because they had a bunch of tree deliveries for no reason.
Oh.
It's like why?
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
But
Yeah, trees delivered like the late this year. Like somebody ordered them, but they just had to take the order and they didn't need them.
oh,
You're not selling no trees in the wintertime here.
right. Exactly.
Not Track Supply now. Nursery can hold them in the ground, whatever.
Right. Right.
Track Supply, they gonna die. They in that little 4-gallon pot, 3-gallon pot.
Right.
That root ball is gonna freeze and stress that plant out most of the time.
Oh, that'd be great if you could get a hold of those.
Yeah, I ain't got nowhere to put them.
That's right.
I ain't got
Never anywhere
nowhere
to
to put them. But I was going to tell my neighbor now. My neighbor on the other side of the street, on the cross street, I was going to say he has a outside that he doesn't really use. He got to cut the grass and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, put a couple of fruit trees there. If I get a hand a couple of fruit trees, slap them up on the side of that little side of your house. I mean, the side of his property is on the road, and just put fruit trees. I know people in the South got fruit trees along the roads, right?
Mm-hmm.
New York is like that too. They got apple trees along the road, right?
Really?
Sometimes.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say up in Brewster, because that's where we used to go. Brewster,
Oh, that part of New York, yes. Okay.
Brewster, Summers, Hudson Valley, all of them. I mean, Hudson Valley. What's that other one? Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Okay.
you drive in those little towns, they got basically apple trees and pear trees. You can drive and get pear trees. I mean, they on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody planted them years ago, whatever, and people pick them.
That's something else. Cities should definitely take up that whole planting fruit trees, I
Oh,
mean,
for the
you gotta
homeless?
clean. Somebody's gotta clean it, but we've spent money on other
Nah,
nonsense things.
there's enough homeless people in New York City that would, yeah, listen, it would be
Yeah.
nothing. It'd be somebody fighting for them fruits. That's my fruit tree, like that's their corner. yeah,
Right. Then they're selling it in their stands.
they be selling those joints. Like I can't see New York City putting no fruit trees out the street because that'll just be a nonsense mess there.
I know.
You know, like think about it. Free
But
apples?
yeah, it's just
Well, you could help some people out with a couple of dollars, right? Think about it.
yeah. Just a
Old lady,
mindset
she
thing.
on EPT, she on Social Security. She go make a couple of peach pies and put them out there on the street.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
My grandmother, she was big on that. When we lived in the Philippines. She, it's the Philippines, so you grow anything. You just throw seeds on the floor, and there they are. So she would harvest like yuca, which is that yammy. It's not
Oh
yam,
yeah. Yeah, my
and
wife
she
eats
would
that.
mash that. It's at 4 a.m, and she's there, kneading it and making it into a dessert. And then I would go with her and walk around to neighbors, and she would sell her pies like that. Way back in the day.
Okay,
Yeah.
see. Yeah, that yuca. I mean, the yuca is like a potato because my wife eats it. Like you boil it and she mash it out a little salt and pepper, butter if she want butter on it.
Yeah, we put sugar on everything, so it'd have like a coconut glazed on it or something. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. See, yuca. Can you think yuca could grow here? Nah, right?
No, the best we can is like Chinese yam, which it's not the same, but it's one of those root vegetables that's not potato, and like better than sweet potato.
So you're saying maybe we don't get as hot as up here wise?
We need the longer season, yeah.
Need a longer season for a yuca.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That would be cool to try to grow yuca.
I know.
Matter of fact, yuca be nice to try to grow indoors in a 5-gallon bucket and see what happens, right?
Right.
Because your house is what 72 degrees on a regular.
How do you
So
know?
I'm just
like
saying.
water,
Some people, some people might. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't buy a house to be in the cold. I know it's some people. We had a neighbor one time, the people that was used to live in front of me, they would be in their house with hoodies. I didn't buy a house to be in a hoodie.
Right.
I was not buying a house where I gotta cut the heat off just to stay alive in it. I mean, just to afford it. I'm not saying.
It's between 70 and 71, and my kids complain that it's cold, and I tell them to wear a jacket.
A hoodie. A hoodie. No, because a lot of people don't realize, and that's another thing I learned too. Like when you buy big homes, you don't think about it because you're so happy to buy a house.
Right.
And you see, oh, it's so big, but then you got to realize you got to heat that place.
Yes.
You got to cool that place down. So now you over there zoning your house out, like everybody on the right side of the house, so you want to stay cool.
Yeah.
The rest of the house is hot. Like, so yeah, I tell anybody who buy a new house, don't go by the size of the house no more, because you got to figure out, you got to keep it warm and you got to keep it cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you, like I said, get a big backyard so the kids can go outside.
Right. Yeah,
get you a big backyard. They can get a sprinkler system, pool. Yep. So they don't be like, Mom, it's hot. And you got the AC cranking 12 degrees in there,
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Happy Mac says he likes it at 55. That's why God made sweaters. That's too chilly for me. No, thank you. That's why you like Utica. Utica's perfect for you. Oh my God.
Well, he said that's why God made sweaters. God made sweaters. I don't know.
Not me. I'm tropical blooded.
I don't know, Happy Mac. God made us to migrate. We never were stationary people back in the days. We always migrate, like the birds and other things. We never supposed to stay in one spot. We're supposed to migrate and follow the herd, but we don't do that no more. We have supermarkets. We're supposed to follow the herd. If the herd leaves, we leave.
Yeah.
Supposed to be in Florida now and Texas right now.
Exactly.
But since we got supermarkets, we stay in Utica, in Canada. Follow nature.
Once it reaches the 50s, I got gloves on because my fingers, feel it. I can't be out there. 50s now. I'm okay with that as like the lowest temps, but
okay. Yeah.
I'm retiring somewhere warm. I'll leave everybody behind if I have to.
Yeah,
well, kids, in my old days.
But you think about it. I mean, you raise your kids in an atmosphere because more likely they're gonna leave. I always tell, I always had these conversations with people like, your house is your dream house for you and your husband. It wasn't your children's dream.
Right.
So don't get mad when they were like, Mom, we don't want this place.
Right.
It was your dream. That was your dream, you and Dad's dream. Like this house was it wasn't even our dream. It was something we needed.
Right.
I'm not even gonna lie, it wasn't even our dream. This ain't even our dream house.
I know.
This is what we needed. You know what I mean? We wanted to get out of New York City and raise our children in the suburbs. So it wasn't like this was our dream spot. The price was right, and it had enough room, and for the kids to get grown. And when they get grown, I'm gone. The wife want to move to she want to move to San Diego. So
oh, nice.
So, I mean,
save up your taxes.
Nah. We good.
Oh, good.
No, see, I don't live there. I don't live to impress people. That's one thing. I'm like, I figured that out a long time ago. I'm not trying to impress people that's broke. I apply my life to old age.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want to pick up and we want to go, pick up and we leave. The kids, we got about 8 more years. 8 more years.
Oh, that's so good.
And I'll be 64, 65 in 8 more years.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Wife be just below me. She be only like 48 herself, 48, some 44, nice. 45.
Plenty
so she's still young, and I'm whatever y'all want to still. People want to say 60s young, but I don't think so. But
She's gotta walk more.
I do. I do a lot of stuff. I'm down 20 pounds.
Oh, good job. Yeah.
20 pounds. I'm trying to get myself back because I'm ready for that 8-year get up. Once your house, you think about it. You see the little one there, she gonna be gone in another 10 years. She be out in college.
Yeah, 10 years. 12 years.
Gone. 12, 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
You gonna be an empty nester. Now what you gonna do after that? Like, all right, they left. They raising their family, going to do their career. They in California, San Diego, somewhere. You're like, it's just me and you, Bob. That's the bad part. Like, we thought about it. Like, we're gonna be, what is it, 8 years? Yeah, they're 11 years old in January. 11 so man, yeah. And the next one they go to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, about good 6 more, 7 years more. They be going to college.
Yeah.
18, just say 18. 8 more years from now, they be going to college.
Right.
More likely ain't gonna be coming home for no Thanksgiving dinners. They're gonna probably go somewhere else. Maybe. I ain't gonna we said ourselves not to be I get our feelings hurt if they don't come back home.
Right.
Like you ain't gotta come home. We can go somewhere else. Me and Mom can go somewhere else. Mothers and dads be putting that trip on their kids. They don't come home for Christmas and Thanksgiving. We might not be here. Nah.
Right. Be in
Bahamas. Knocking on the door like, Mom, Dad. Like, shoot, we in Taiwan or Morocco somewhere.
Yeah.
Our kids be like, Mom and Dad ain't home. Like, no, we gone. That's what we saving our stuff up for. Like, don't drop no grandkids off here. You come over here. You open the door. We ain't here.
Right.
Yeah, there always a kids knock on the door. Some of y'all in the chat right now. Kids know Mom and Dad home. We ain't gonna be them parents. We ain't gonna be them grandparents. They're gonna be like, we can't get them to mind nobody. Love you from a distance.
We've been prepping our kids. We're like, we're not staying here forever, so get ready. Prepare yourself.
Those hey, Dad, can you pick up the kids from school? Like your dad's in Taiwan somewhere. He in Belize. Your dad ain't even in the States.
Right.
Where you at now, Mom? Here in Morocco, chilling, drinking Morocco coffee.
Ah, nice.
That's my plan. And the wife is younger than me, so we out. She ain't that grandma that's gonna be like, oh, my grandbabies. I don't think my wife ever gonna be one of them grandmothers.
Oh, yeah. She'll change your mind. No? Okay.
She don't even babysit her nieces and stuff. She be like, no. You're like, nah. I doubt it. I really. If she become a grandmama like that, that's because she done flew around and had a car accident or in a wheelchair. That's the only way I can see her like really being that grandma you could drop them kids off on. I don't think so.
All right.
Yes, I don't think she even have that personality. I'm always with the kids. You see how you stuck with
Ah,
the kids? I'm stuck with the kids. So like the retired,
that's,
it's me and the kids. Me and
yeah,
the
yeah.
kids. Yeah, my wife have not had the how you gonna say it, the lifestyle of a homemaker
Mhm.
or mommy duty.
Yeah,
She's been blessed to have an older husband that retired early,
right,
and
right.
I became Mr. Mom.
Yeah.
So she don't know about getting the clothes ready, getting the hair done. Yeah, I've been doing that. So she be clueless like a husband in some of y'all lives. Like
Yeah.
your mama used to do your hair. Like she be like, y'all be looking at her like she's weird, like she came from somewhere else.
Right.
Like the dad did their hair.
Yeah.
They dad did it. They dad got their clothes together. They dad did their laundry.
Right.
They dad was out here waiting for the school bus, like I was out here for the school bus, waiting for them to come
Mhm.
home from school. Yeah,
Well, one
I
of our
got the.
families like that. The mom was like the main, out there with the suit and the management. But
Yeah,
when she became when she retired, she was like, she did go into grandma mode because she's like, oh my God, I missed out on doing this for my kids.
oh,
So now I'm
okay.
gonna like full force into my grandkids and be like doting and all the stuff she missed out on.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you
I don't
know.
think my wife dodged the bullet. She dodged the
My
bullet.
husband wishes he was in your position to be the stay-at-home dad. He hates, the
Yeah.
grind of the city and all that. So
I'm going
you're
to
lucky.
birthday parties. I'm with the women. I'm over there with the
Oh
women.
yeah.
Like I'm there. I'm like maybe me and another male there.
Right.
At the birthday party. Wife,
Weirdos.
they be like, the wife came home from work. She wasn't coming to nobody's baby party or nothing. It's me doing it.
Right, right.
I mean, she come to a few soccer meets,
Yeah.
whatever, soccer meets, gymnastic meets, or whatever. That's it.
Yeah.
That's how far she going. But she's into the music. Like we did the concert last night
Hmm.
at the high school. The girls did
Yeah.
their own thing, and they got another concert next week. Their own concert at their school.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it was a district thing. It was all the music, string wise, the string instruments
Oh,
all
okay.
met at the one high school because we have one high school.
Hmm.
So you got different little elementary schools, and then you got middle schools.
Yeah.
Then you have one central high school where everybody come from the little schools, all land in this super duper big high school.
Right. The same
So
with everyone.
the same with y'all. It's one big,
Yeah.
just everybody from different little small. In high school, everybody's in the same school.
Hmm.
So, and I'm telling you about that school is a state of the art school. It's like it looked like a convention hall. I mean, a
Oh,
convention. It looked like Barclays Center in New York.
wow.
Huge, huge. I mean, but then you got to realize all the kids come to that one high school.
Right, right.
So it's got to be huge. It's beautiful too. The football field is awesome. The swimming pools, it's like state of the art. Like they probably did. They had to spend about 120 million on that building.
I'm sure.
That's
Yeah.
easily.
You pay good taxes for those schools, so
Oh
they
yeah,
better be
yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I did a video on it, just show how big it is. It's huge, and I'm like, wow. But they have so much there too. That's the thing I like about those schools when you pay for your schooling taxes
Yeah.
and it's done right.
Right, right.
That education system is the best. If the people who are running your school districts are doing the right thing by y'all,
Exactly. Yeah.
taxpayers. And it just frustrates me because even though, inner city where I come from, New York City, like there was so much money being squandered because they should have the same type of things that these people who are like we are paying school taxes
Hmm.
should have the same thing regardless of you paying school tax because the government is giving you X amount. You're wasting a lot of money
Yeah.
because we don't. This town is not that super big, so it's like the money that New York City gets is probably nowhere near what we give it, and they can do this with the income, the taxes from the people.
Right.
So I don't understand New York City. Y'all should do better.
Yeah.
Do better. Do better.
Well, all right. We'll end it there. We're on top
Yeah.
of the hour, and I know
Oh,
other
you
people
good?
have chats and lives, and I want to go see those. So
All
thank
right.
you,
Who's
Frank
going
Rowe.
next?
This
Oh,
was
that's what you got to learn to do
great.
too. You got to learn how to drop those links too. Like we're gonna go
All
over to
right.
support the other. I don't know who you are, but yeah, hit it up. Shout them out. I come over. I come over. I come
um,
over. So if you
oh
if
well,
you
today
oh,
next
go.
one is the one I was at last week, Audrey. After
Okay,
the food
so
comes dirty. So
okay,
I like listening
so
to her.
so you know how you drop their links, you drop the whatever, you drop the post, and I'll come over. All right, I'll come over to that post. All right,
Thanks
later, y'all.
everybody for being here. If you want to be up in the chat next time, let me know. Drop me an email. It's in the description of my description or something. No, not in my description. In my about me. If you go to my main page on YouTube, yeah, drop me an email or send me something. Say hello in the chat. Say hello in the comment section. Tell me you want to be up on the chat, and we'll chat. All right, I'll try to do this again next week. Thank you, Micro.
Bye
Bye, everybody. See you
bye.
later.
Bye. I finally got to talk.